climax logic. Pretty much, we're trying to piece together the entire crime through pictures. Excuse me. It's a little difficult simply because you can't always understand what the pictures mean. So let's just get through to it. I honestly had to do a couple tries because I can never piece it together perfectly. Okay, LNR. Let's figure out who did what. First, he came in. Then he dodged. Saw the practice sword and defended himself with it. Oops. Then he swung at her and broke her wrist. Where's that one? I always get this wrong, so don't hate me. Let's move on. He picked a lock here, went inside with a knife, and stabbed her! Wait. Here she dropped the knife. Hold on. What's here? She wrote the no, she didn't write the message here. She wrote it over here. Oh. And then he exits the room, finds the lint brush, and then here he takes the crystal ball and chucks it like a bouse. Then he ties up the shirt and throws it into the incinerator. Unfortunately for him, there was a piece left off that he wasn't paying attention to. Let's begin. I think I have it right. I remember when I first played through this, I always had to do like 2 or 3 tries, but let's not waste any more time. Alright, let's go back to where it all started. First she entered the room, she prepared herself. Last night, the culprit went into the room where Mizno was. In other words, my room. More than likely, Mizno invited that person to my room in order to kill them. Using the knife she took from the kitchen beforehand, she attacked that person. But something happened that she didn't see coming. The person struck back at her with the practice sword that was in my room. That strike from the practice sword broke Mizno's right wrist, ending the battle. Oh shit. That doesn't make like I said, I mess this part up always. I think it's this. Because that's the only other part that makes sense. Not reading that again. Broke Mizno, ending the battle. Yep, here we go. And then the knife was stolen from her. Quartered, Mizno panicked and fled into the shower. The culprit went right after her, but for some reason the shower door wouldn't open. The door to my shower is misaligned, and not knowing the trick, he was unable to open it. Mizno knew because I told her, but of course the culprit didn't know. Even so, the culprit somehow forced the door open, and then with the stolen knife, he stabbed Mizno. However, with her last remaining strength, Mizno left behind a dying message on the wall behind her back so the culprit wouldn't notice. I like the kind of character model they used for the culprit. It's so creepy. But in doing so, she expended all her strength. After murdering Mizno, the culprit hurriedly began destroying the evidence. First, he removed his blood-stained shirt. Then, using my room's lint roller, he cleaned up the room from top to bottom to remove any trace of his having visited the room. After that, the culprit headed for the trash room to dispose of his dress shirt. He intended to burn his bloody shirt in the incinerator there. However, the shutters sealed in the trash room and he was unable to approach the incinerator. So the culprit used his glass ball Hagakure had left in the laundry room and tossed it like a bouse. The culprit pushed the incinerator switch by throwing the glass ball through the shutters. But for a normal person, that's practically impossible, but the culprit was confident he could do it. After all, the culprit is a super-duper high school all-star. He threw the glass ball with precision and control, hitting the switch and activating the incinerator. Creepy guy right there. With the culprit having destroyed the evidence, was relieved and quickly left the trash room. But the culprit wasn't counting on the part of his shirt falling out of the incinerator, and so the culprit remained blissfully unaware that he had left behind conclusive evidence. That's awesome animation. You're busted! Kawata! Isn't that right, Leon Kawata? Complete. Apparently, Hagakure forgot the glass ball in the laundry room. When you went to the laundry room to wash the blood off your shirt, Kawata, you found it there. And when you did, you came up with this plan. What do you say, Kawata? Do you have any objections? Do I have any objections? Yeah, I do. Of course I frickin' do. Anyway, all that is just a theory. You ain't got a bit of evidence, do ya? If there ain't no evidence, it's all bullshit. That ain't gonna fly with me. Then why don't you show him, Nagi, the evidence that he's the culprit? You have that evidence. I have that evidence? A machine gun... Oh, it's a machine gun talk battle. Pretty much he tries to yell jibber-jabber at me, and I try to shoot it down. It's a pretty simple battle. You pretty much target what he's gonna say, and then shoot it all down. You can combo it. It's pretty difficult if you don't know what you're doing, and especially with me in the keyboard controls, it took me a while to figure out. Let's just get started, because I'm talking way too fast. I'm too excited. The culprit did not use something in that room when he removed the screws from the doorknob. Instead, the culprit likely used his own. He used something of his own to remove the doorknob screws. Could it have been... Not a freaking chance that's gonna fly with me. You dumbass, dumbass, dumbass! He's just saying dumbass over and over again. I need to present definitive proof to Kawata that he's a culprit. It was his toolbox. Machine gun talk battle. See? You have to go with the cadence of this beat, too. Focus. Yeah! Oops, miss. Fire the kill shot! Tool set. Fire! You're wrong! Wrong! Break! The satisfaction of saying someone is wrong. See, like, that's the hardest part, the machine gun talk battle, because you always have to go with the cadence, and if you miss, you get penalized. At the crime scene, the shower's doorknob had had its screws removed. But when he removed the screws, what tool did he use? For removing screws, you'd use a screwdriver. In that case, there was one of the tools that we were given, wasn't there, dude? So he used that, not like there's any other tools here. However, there's no signs the tool set in my room had been used. The culprit thought the crime scene was Maizo's room and not Nagi's room, because only the guys were given tool sets. He didn't think there would be one in that room. In which case, whose tool set did the culprit use? Dumbass! 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 The culprit had to have used his own tool set. Keep going, keep going. Kawata, would you please show us your tool set? If my proposition is correct, then there should have been evidence of the screwdriver having been used. Broken! You got broken! If you used it for something else, then explain to us where and for what. I'll warn you in advance. Trying to say you lost it won't work either. You lost. It's done. It's over. Dingus? Look at his face. He's so lost. It seems he has no objections. And this, I do believe, is the end. You lost, Kawata. I win. If you can see my face, I'm grinning right now. Ooh, yay! Putting my score together. I think the maximum score you can get is 1,000. Yeah, based on how high your score is, you get Monokuma coins, which you can use later to buy presents. Those presents will help you gain a relationship, but I'll show you that later. Stop laughing at us. It appears you've reached a conclusion. Alright then, let's begin ballot time. Okay, you guys, please cast your ballot using the switch in front of you. And just for the record, make absolutely sure you vote for someone. You don't want to be punished for something so silly. Alrighty, let's end this with a bang! What will your verdict be? Who's tonight's villain? And will it be right, or will it be oh so wrong? Which could it be? It's obvious who it is at this point. Cut. I always like this thing. It's a lottery. It's ironic, because normally if you win a lottery, you get a lot of money. Leon Kawata, you've been found guilty, and here's what you've won. Execution. That's absolutely correct. The villain who killed Sayaka Mizuno was Leon Kawata. Speechless. What? Hold on a sec, Kawata. Kawata, you really murdered Mizuno? How could you? That son of a bitch! The fuck you do that for? I had no choice. I was gonna get killed myself, so I had to kill her. One wrong move and that could have happened to any one of you guys. Mizuno just happened to target me. Just my freaking luck. Or should I have just sat back and let her kill me? The truth is out. Our answer was correct. But where does that leave us? Rather, I would have probably felt a lot better had I been wrong. Because if those inferences are the truth, then also the truth that Mizuno tried to frame me. And yet, even so, despite all that, Mizuno's not at fault. The catalyst for all this is because of that video. Everything was even I was taken aback by what I saw. I can't imagine how affected Mizuno. More flashback. I hate flashback. More flashback. Her dream and her friends, which she valued above everything. More fucking flashback. I did whatever I needed to fulfill my dream. Seriously, I hate all the flashback. That's why, for the sake of her precious friends, Mizuno betrayed me. In that case, what Mizuno said then. Oh gosh. From the start, Mizuno only got close to me, so she could deceive me, so she could use me. I don't know anymore. I have no way to ask her feelings, not anymore. Once you're gone, it's all over. So how about that, showbiz? Scary stuff, huh? Killing someone over interpersonal relationships. Yikes. She looked so pretty and so nice, but beneath all that, she was mad like a hatter. What did you say? I get it, yeah. You're drowning in despair at having been betrayed by Mizuno, aren't you? Attraction, affection, compassion. The bigger the shun, the more despair left in its wake. Cut the crap! It's all your fault! What Mizuno did. Everything. It's all your fault! Having completely lost myself, I lunged at Monokuma, but... Stop this. Kitty Kitty grabbed my arm and held it tight. Tight enough to leave a mark. You should stop now. That is, if you actually want to avenge her. Damn it! Ah, you had me going there. I thought I was gonna get pounded, but... I made it out alive! What up? So, the tribe has spoken. You guys found the villain in splendid fashion. So it's time for this round's villain, Leon Kawata, to receive his punishment. Punishment? You mean... execution? Wait a second, please! I had no choice but to kill her! Yeah, it was genuine case of self-defense! I was just defending myself! And it's just... What part of your actions could be called legitimate self-defense? When you broke the shower door's lock, you used your own tool set, right? In other words, after she closed herself in the shower, you went all the way back to your room, and brought back a screwdriver, broke the lock, then finished her off. You had any number of opportunities to end it right then and there, but you didn't take them. You quite obviously intended to kill her. No, that was... Just stop. Just end this facade. Oh dear, are you sure about that? You were the closest to Mizuno out of all of us, and your dear Mizuno was killed by this man. I don't intend to place all the blame on Kawata. Of course, I don't blame Mizuno either, because it's all his fault. Oh! If it wasn't for you, neither Mizuno nor Kawata would have ended up like this. Rather than fighting each other, we should have been fighting the one who organized all this. Oh, goodness gracious. Have you woken to your senses of justice? Did you know that there's nothing in this world that's justice? It's because we got all these people flaunting about their justice that war will never end. And you've awoken to that sense of justice? Shut up! Ah, whatevs. More importantly, let's get the punishment started. Everyone's waiting. I'm begging you, please, stop this! No excuses. You disrupt the order, you suffer the consequences. Those are society's rules. Please, don't! I prepared a very special punishment for Leon Kawata, the super duper high school all-star. Him screaming no over and over again. Let's get this ball rolling. It's punishment time! No! I'm not gonna yell that because I'm in a dorm room. Congratulations, Leon Kawata. You have won punishment. This is the moment where I raise the volume. You're so screwed. Kinky. Whee! Occupied. Oh, that's rough. If you like it that way, it's okay. Ooh, it's a baseball field. Ooh. That's some real kinky shit. A Gatling gun? Loaded with baseballs. And everyone's just watching. Oh shit. A million fungos. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Oh, oh, oh! Oh, snap. I guess you could say he got balls to the face. That's inappropriate. Damn. Brutal! Brutal. Why was his face there? Brutal. The scene we bore witness to was despair. If you couldn't call it that, what on earth could you call it? Yahoo! That was extreme! I'm drowning in adrenaline! What is this? I can't take it anymore. Do we really have to continue this? I can't do it! If you're not a fan of this, then completely disconnect yourselves from the outside world and accept your new lives here. That is, if you guys can actually do it. You bastard! What's your objective in all this? What's my objective? Talk about the guy he's an evil secret society. In this case, wouldn't it be talk about a bear like he's an evil society? Why am I such an upstanding citizen as myself be subjected to this? Because how else would you turn on something common sense says is impossible into common sense? That's like using a scale to measure length. Well, it's not like you couldn't do it, but... Whoa, I feel like we're not on the same page. God damn it! I don't know who the hell you are, but I'll have to your fucking head on a pike. You're so mad. Do you hate me? If you want to hate someone, you've got the wrong bear, bruh. I mean, this murder only happened because you guys want out, didn't it? It's all you guys' fault, because you can't let go of your attachment to the outside world. Of course we can't. Just suddenly up and being trapped in the screwed up place. Trapped, huh? But when you guys uncover all the Academy's mysteries, you'll most definitely be thinking, I'm so happy I get to live my whole life here. What do you mean by that? There's a lot of meaning buried in your words, like what you said earlier. Let's get this punishment started. Everyone's waiting. Just who is this everyone you speak of? Well, I've said everything I can. It's not so as much fun if I don't save some for later. And then Monokuma vanished, leaving us alone in our overwhelming nightmarish reality. Even after Monokuma dismissed us, we stayed in that place, unable to move for some time. Not for some time is probably a huge understatement. I'm positive we were all afraid of being alone. No one uttered a word. Everyone stood in silence, wearing long contemplative faces. But then... Nagi, do you have a moment? She walked up beside me and whispered into my ear. Before we go back, there's something I'd like to tell you. About Mizuno? Yes, that's correct. Do you remember what I said to you before the class trial? You said you must uncover the truth behind this incident yourself, Nagi. You were trying to make me realize Mizuno's betrayal myself. Me, completely unaware I was being deceived, stupidly trusting her and while being made a suspect. Yes, Mizuno tried to throw you to the wolves. That is an unmistakable fact. But she was conflicted, and she was thinking of you in her last moments. Sorry guys, I skipped the text again. In her last moments, she was thinking of me? Don't say something so baseless. Something nobody can know. There's no longer any way to ask her. Even without asking her, you could still use your logic. Mizuno's final thoughts were of how she could save you. Huh? The evidence is in her dying message. She wouldn't have left that message if she didn't care what happened to you. That was probably just her way of getting back at Kawata for killing her. Yeah, that's a possibility. However, that's not what I think. She was conflicted. Conflicted about deceiving you, and about killing someone. That's why her plan failed. Her conflict invited failure. Ironic, isn't it? Why are you telling me this? Because you are a person who can overcome. Because you can overcome the deaths of your friends, Mizuno and Kawata, and move forward. If that's not what you are, you'll never be able to conquer these extraordinary circumstances. Overcome the death of my friends? I can't. I can't do that. I will carry that with me for the rest of my life. I won't overcome Mizuno's death and Kawata's death. I will carry those with me forever. And carrying their memories, I will press forward. You've chosen a much more difficult road. I expect you can handle it. She let out a small laugh as she spoke. Hey, Nagi, while we're here, I'd just like to know. How did you know I wanted to talk to you about Mizuno? Ah, that. Because I'm an Esper. Ah. What? I'm just kidding. It was just a feeling. Ah. Chapter 1. Kill free or live hard. End. Only 12 survivors left. Who will survive? To be continued. Well, guys, I think that's a good end for this time. Oh, Despair's Bat. You can find it in the present menu. Anyway, I think this is a good place to stop for now. That was a whole lot of shit. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.